qBotica is a robotic process automation firm. So we help enterprises really take the robots out of humans that are working in their offices. If you think about it, most of them, like humans, just work on there like really robotically, doing stuff on their computers day in, day out, bored, just cut, copy, paste the kind of scenarios and all that stuff. So we actually take the robots of the humans. That's what qBotica does. I was in the software outsourcing world for about 20 years, and then about 10 years ago, there was this guy from London wrote a paper called "Outsourcing is Dead," and in comes automation that's going to take away all the outsourcing jobs. So I was quite intrigued by it. I'm like, what's this about? And how could, like there's millions of humans that's doing the jobs across the world, and how could that just be removed? And I intrigued by that thought, looked at it and just say, they are trying to do, what needs to be done. Most of the jobs are monotonous, as I said earlier. So those jobs is what this automation is trying to take. And then I was quite fascinated by it. And in my previous firm that I worked with them for 25 years, we trialed it in terms of, hey, how this is going to work and all that stuff. And when I wanted to start my entrepreneurial journey, I said, okay, this is the topic that I'll do. And obviously, when I quit the corporate career, this was more like I thought this is going to change the way enterprises work. So literally redefining as the future of work. If you think about it, it's a critical element of the future of work. So I thought this would be a great subject to take. Actually, it's pretty much on a whim, I must say. We did not when I quit. I wanted to obviously quit, unlearn from the corporate world. So I made the decision to be an entrepreneur. And then I had like 2 or 3 broad ideas. And this was one of the biggest ideas that was looming in my mind. And there was obviously digital marketing was another aspect that I was exploring, and cloud was another topic. And I'm kind of quite averse with all the 3 topics. And then I'm like, okay, which one should I pick? And then I'm like, okay, this is what I will pick a robotic process automation. So when I quit, I didn't have anything except probably I might have had the company name on my mind. That's it. So I kind of quit my career, and then I started working on it for probably I would say 4 to 5 months in a library and elevate coffee, in a coffee shop. Wherever, whichever place gives me free Wi-Fi, we worked on it full time almost, coming up with the ideas, strengthening the idea and so on and so forth. Yes. First initial stages was unlearning from my corporate career, right? So I kind of managed accounts that were hundreds of millions of dollars, like $250 million worth of projects, what my portfolio was on an annual basis. So for me at the time, the scale was very large, and I thought when I go and do my entrepreneurial journey, achieving $1 million or $2 million would be it's easy peasy. But then the struggle of having a small firm, you were literally having to do everything, no assistance, nothing, right? You have to do each and everything. So initial stuff was actually kind of really understanding the rigor, the structure, to kind of really bring to a small firm and kind of pursuing it. So that was first thing. And the second thing was obviously when you are, you're 40 and you're not like a 20-year-old launching a startup, right? You are 40, you have family, you have dependencies on financial stuff and all that. So, overcoming that and kind of really be focused and persevering with the objections that might be coming all along was the second biggest objection that I had to face. And the third one is literally this idea that we originally started off with. It was pretty new. The topic was pretty new. Being kind of really promoting that idea, launching clients, was a little tougher stuff. So I think even today the biggest problem is acquiring new clients and kind of really making them believe in us. So I think that's kind of the most important thing, having customers. These are our target are large firms, large enterprises. Having them believe in a small firm that we will deliver what they need was the most difficult part, I would say. I think it's just being there, inspiring them and kind of really helping them become the best versions of themselves was the most important thing, and making them believe in the cause, right? I think as the founder, that's the most important job, right? Make your employees, make your customers, make your investors, to believe in that cause. In fact, not just those ones, but also the employees and their families, to believe in, okay, you know what, I'm going to shift my career to join this small company, like, then how do they convince their families? I think that was the most important task of founder. I think that's probably, I would say, the important contribution that I made them believe in this cause, in this movement called qBotica. We now, I think, we want to break big. In the next 5 years, we just kind of, have a strategic plan that we just draw, and we had a huge win in that respect. That there's a customer that's believed in us for kind of committing us for the longer term. So this was something in the making for some time. We were trying to kind of launch that kind of really a pad on which we can grow. So we are going to kind of come up with a managed services offering around intelligent document processing. So that's kind of the key automation that we are working on. When I talked about taking robots of the humans, that's more a analogy. But then what we really do is like help automate processes that involves documents. That's our primary, right, stuff. Like, so today, if you look at any enterprise, the employees, like, they look at their emails, they open attachments, they read the attachments, and then they take action. The attachments could be orders, it could be invoices, it could be letters, so many different forms of unstructured data. So we're kind of really carving the niche around reading documents on emails and kind of extracting that information and then taking the information onwards. So all of this requires humans. Anyway, you require a human. You require some level of automation or some kind of a process. So now we are actually saying that, if you are doing those processes within your enterprises, just lift it and shift it to us, and we would actually do it end to end for you at a fraction of a cost that you're kind of currently incurring. So that's kind of what's our next step is. So really kind of go and take on the BPO work and the BPO world and the BPO providers that are more currently. All of those guys are based on hour basis or body based or FT count. That's kind of what the BPO industry is talking about. I want to take that off the equation and talk about transaction costs and helping those enterprises really get the benefit of a bots based BPO, and the humans are there just to kind of help. It's like today's like CNC machines. If you think about it, the humans are just helping it process it, like, hey, just help it move now whenever it gets stuck, or just oversight. The humans have to be oversight of those processes. They should not be performing the processes. So that's where I'm going to take to, and we're already kind of signed up a deal around that, and now I'm hoping to grow that to a bigger extent. Right now, what we are, as a firm, with the problems that we are facing, sometimes we feel that, are we the only ones facing, right? But then when you talk to others, you actually come to know, okay, they also face the same problem. How they actually solve that problem? I think that's the most important thing. And then the whole, I would say, the brotherhood of just to kind of really go and share at our own level. It's not like you're going to share it with potential clients or potential competitors and so on and so forth. Actually, you're kind of having that set of those entrepreneurs who really understand what's going on. Whether it's just not the actual company specific stuff, not the professional side of things, but also the personal effect of how those founders think. How do we have to take on some situations? There's obviously the emotional quotient to those things, and you don't to say that to a employee that what you're feeling on a specific day, sometimes, because like I said, the founder's most important job is to give that belief and trust that things are all okay. Now, if I'm going to, see some doubts, that's going to be a problem. It's not that, they don't understand that there will be problems, but they're just, I think it's much more better if I actually discuss that with somebody who has been in the same who would be in the same position or same kind of situation like us. I think that's the most important thing, to share and kind of learn. And obviously we are exchanging on the Slack channel, exchanging thoughts. Hey, I found this to be good, and how you found this to be bad, and so on and so forth. I think it helps cut down reinventing things over and again. So it's very, very helpful in that manner. Just believe in whatever you are doing, and just give it all it takes. Don't hold things back because something like, okay, is this needed at this stage, or will they accept, and all that stuff. I think giving it all it takes sometimes has its own merits. Obviously it has its own demerits, but then the merits actually outweigh any of the demerits at the time. So I think give it all it takes and just go and do it. Just I would say, like, don't hold back. Just get up and do it. I think that's the most important thing. So I just went ahead, like I said, when I started the firm, I didn't have a startup plan. I didn't even like get enrolled in an incubator or accelerator or anything. Right now, actually, I'm joining some accelerators and stuff like that. I just did it on my own. Like, I think I mean, maybe not the brightest of the ideas, but now that there's a lot of information, there's a lot of literature, there's a lot of groups. You might want to look at them and get a feel of it. But then, if you believe in something, just do it and give it all it takes. So that's what I would say.